It was like, beep.
Oh, the
That was the start?
notification.
Probably the start. What else?
Maybe. What?
We good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
It's
You're a
on.
terrible guy.
That's
All right, so welcome back to Bostonian Thoughts. After that, our IT guy has been fired and will be let go. We will be posting an opening for a new IT personnel, no pay. You saw it right here, eye to eye. There's no pay involved in that position. You just get to come hang out with the boys.
At least until we get this thing kicked off.
Yeah. And when the Patreon starts making cha-ching noises, then we'll discuss pay options.
Is it posted on there?
The Patreon is posted on our website.
Dude,
on our
it's like,
Facebook.
how long were you on the thing the other day? Like 20 minutes?
Sorry, what?
When you were on live the other day, it was like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Half
not
hour?
20 minutes.
Yeah, you guys could have posted his.
You give me
Doors
your
unlocked.
keys. Doors unlocked. Get out there. All right, so we're going to jump right into it.
MLB!
Shit LB. All right.
Because everybody else doesn't really care about it. We'll get it over with real quick.
I would like to say, what do you think? I think Pedroia should just give up.
He
He
needs
was
to.
placed on a 60-day deal today.
I'm just tired of him. Frankly, even as a Boston fan, I could care less if he sticks around at this point. He's a friggin' pain in the ass. And you're great. He was great for Boston when he was healthy, but ever since, he's not been healthy. I can't remember the last time he's played a full season.
Can't either.
Exactly. And then the new guy coming in is
Tuesday?
also going to be hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Fractured
something
back.
that. Well, yeah, he had a fractured back from last year. That's still dating back to last year. I think that was like July of last year.
They said he couldn't miss the first week or two prior to the start of the season, which sucks, but you got what you got. We're also I think we're still kind of going to be hemmed in from what we paid for that Mookie deal, to be honest with you, because they still have to pay that team however much over a set time.
Half of his deal, at least, for like the next 2 years.
The best part of that deal was getting rid of Price, to be honest. Out of what came out of it, best part was definitely getting rid of Price because not many teams wanted him, period. I am hoping that in the next couple of seasons that Veritek has a change of heart, says I want to do it. Love to see Veritek run the team.
He's still young out. You know, I mean, yeah, he's been out of it for at least 7 years now. But you got to look back at it. You got Pedroia on the team. You got people that were still in the farm system that even he's gotten hurt, he's been down with. You know, you got to have people that he doesn't know come in and then command respect. If you played with people, you know, it's a different atmosphere trying to get somebody that you played with to now be okay with you. I mean, I understand Cora and Pedroia, they played together. I mean, Pedroia
You know
also sat
Screw
himself on the
Pedroia.
bench. They did go 1-1 so far in spring training play. They won against Tampa 4-3 and lost today 11-5 to Baltimore.
Yeah, well, you know, spring training is really nothing you can really go off of, to be honest. It's nice to see how the team's melding, but you're not going to really get people going 150% at
Not
spring
till
training.
the end of spring training, but I mean, right now, though, it lets you know how these younger kids are going to play when they come up if they ever get a chance.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to see it. You know, it's nice to live in Florida during the time of spring training. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I'm
so many
sure my
different
cousin
teams, yeah.
enjoys it down there. He can go to the spring training venue and watch some Sox play for probably dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And that's one good thing.
So down in the Houston facility, fans had their signs taken away because they were referring to the sign stealing and heckling. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's hysterical, and I think it was great.
do you think that they should have had their signs taken away?
Oh no, that's just the sport being the sport. They're being pain in the ass, being strict about it, which, you know, you have to
I
expect
don't even
it,
think
though.
that's like, yeah, but I mean, it's all fun and games, though.
Well,
You
the
get
same thing if you go to any WWE event, they screen your sign. Like, if they think it's inappropriate, they take it from you.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, though. That's funny, though.
Even the TD Garden, they do the same thing, too, for Bruins games. They screen your sign. If it's
Yeah, I mean, if it's inappropriate,
gone.
but that's not
Because
inappropriate.
look at the one that the girl held up for Tyler Sagan. Tyler Sagan, do you remember me? I sucked your dick in high school.
I always thought that was Photoshop.
No, that was a legit.
That was
That was
legit.
a legit.
sign.
Yes.
So, I mean, they screen these things for that reason because you're on national television. So,
Yeah, but I mean,
it's-
okay, so if you're behind home plate, right, or you're sitting in that general area, and then you go, "Hey, it's a curveball."
yeah, that'd be
You know what I
fun.
mean? It's funny though. It's like that's not inappropriate. You gotta take a sign from a kid that goes, "Oh."
That's because
Man.
Houston's butthurt that they're getting called out for it. That's why. You know, they're getting called out for cheating or
dude, it's like-
heckling. So
At this point, dude, you might as well just make fun and games about it because you know your World Series rings.
I still say he had something in his shirt. All right, I know you said that. He said.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, they're banging on trash barrels and shit in the dugout too.
I'm with you, Tommy. Baseball does make me fall asleep. Unless I'm at the game. At least then it's more enjoyable.
No, lately it has been kind of boring to watch. I gotta say that too.
It's always been boring to watch lately.
I don't know. I used to be able to just sit there and watch baseball games all day.
I used to too, but they're slow. They move slow now.
Try to speed that up.
Yeah, they
It's
need to
never
speed
gonna
it
work.
up.
It's never gonna work though, because they made a whole rule a few years back where you're supposed to keep one foot in the batter's box, right, after every swing. You still have people like taking balls in the dirt and then backing out of the box and taking 20 minutes to come back in.
Mhm.
So you need to start like either A, tossing people, or B, saying if you're not getting in the box within a certain amount of time, it's an automatic strike. It's the only way you're going to speed up the game.
Big Poppy would have got a lot of strikes.
Oh, yeah, they probably, yeah, definitely. But I mean, at the same time, though,
That's
like,
who did like 400 batting glove adjustments every time he was at the
But
plate.
that's like Nomar. Every time Nomar stepped out, he did it 5 times.
Yeah.
in each
Yeah.
one.
I'm just like, okay, he did it once. We're good. He's going to get that. No, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more.
Thomas Smith, baseball makes me.
Yeah, we just talked about that if you listened.
This is why we're looking for another tech
Yeah.
guy.
Trying to-
We could slow the comments, but, you know. That's
Yeah,
why
he's
we
not
watch.
monitoring much. He's just looking at his phone, you know, doing his thing.
That's okay.
He's no Freddie from iCarly, all right?
That kid made bank and you know it.
Yeah, and you're not making shit, and now you're going to a job that you ain't going to do nothing because we're going to ruin it for you.
Hell
I'm
no.
calling them up tomorrow and then.
Hey, if your company ever watches this podcast, just know that your IT guy you just hired out or data, whatever, can't operate a MacBook. Give it to him, watch him freak out.
You can't even work just like microphones to plug into a computer, never mind the Mac.
Oh, I'm not getting into this again.
That's why we operate with one mic now.
I also have the I got a watch party going on for both
The friggin'
both views.
the new catcher. That was a nice little signing. Nice little veteran catcher that you can grab. I'm pretty sure.
I like
Jonathan
him.
Lucroy,
I
I
like
did
that.
like that signing. You know, he's a veteran guy. He's good behind the plate, great behind the plate. Actually.
Defensively wise, yeah.
So defensively, you know, that was a great pickup. You can swap him and Vasquez as far as for rotation goes with pitchers, whoever, you know, whatever pitcher wants who, or whatever, you know, said manager decides. But Jonathan Lucroy, definitely one of the better pickups, just like Kevin Pillar.
Yeah,
You know,
nice little 1 year deal.
Kevin
So-
Pillar, yeah.
even with the you know the loss of Mookie or you know Price,
They're
and,
making 1 year deals. They're making
you know,
small.
they're
1
making
year.
small 1 year deals.
He got a
They're-
minor league deal though.
Yeah,
To be able to-
minor league.
But he's got to make the roster.
He'll end up making the
Yeah,
roster,
I don't see why
but
he
you know
wouldn't.
we're only rotating. You know, basically for a permanent catcher, we only have Vasquez
Yeah,
as far as for that goes. So he'll end up making top roster.
So yeah, you have Pulowski and Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Wong's still pretty young, and Pulowski's something, you know, he's more of a Sandy Leon can't hit kind of guy. Yeah, Lucroy's numbers have dipped the past couple of years, but you got to think, though, he was in 2 shitty organizations where nobody could really help him fine-tune his swing. Boston
Well,
actually
get in
does
there,
pretty
Nick.
good with that.
get in there and teach him how to swing.
No,
No, I don't think I'd ever be a batting coach in the MLB.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe an outfielder coach or a
dude,
pitcher
you're the one
coach.
that's going to lose your job first once
Yep.
the team's not
You'll be
producing.
selling popcorn on left
Yeah.
field.
Yeah. Butt scratch. It's I think it's good that they're making these small 1 year deals. I still, to be honest, am very highly disappointed in the Sox as far as pitching went. They didn't make any maneuvers on that. I really wasn't happy with it. They let Porcello walk, and they didn't make any
They also
pitching
just let
moves.
Daniel Barr go too.
Yeah, and
Yep.
so they're letting their pitching staff go when they really don't have much of a pitching staff.
Now, there's an upside and also a downside to that. You're letting you guys go, but then again, it's also the Red Sox bullpen. You're also letting you guys go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, our bullpen is still
It's not like we're missing much, anyways. Granted, you have a somewhat of a decent bullpen, decent rotation right now, but you're also letting them go. It's not that bad, but it kind of hurts you at the same time. So definitely relieving, closing, even probably 2 more starters are what you're going to be looking at for the rest of the deadline. Basically, is what you're going to be looking at for the rest of the season. As far as
I say Brendan Johnson steps into that part of that fifth row.
I'm hoping that maybe they'll make some trades mid-season to figure out that the playoffs. I feel we'd get smacked out in the first round, to be honest. Even if we made
absolutely.
And I think that if we made the playoffs this year, it'd be by like the chin hairs of everyone. Like it would be literally just kind of strolling slowly in.
That's why I said last week, 80 games.
So, I mean, they're still trying to figure out their fifth starter, they said. So
that's why I was saying Brandon Johnson or I like Hector.
Dice K.
I don't want another dice case. Please, for the love of God.
You want us to go get another Asian that we can have Uehara type thing again. No, we ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, those Uehara.
Dude, Dice K's red glove used to get me pumped.
Just the glove, not even
Just
him.
the glove, not even him.
All right.
Just like the bloody sock, Kurt
That's
Schilling.
the case. We should have just went out and got you Darvish.
There's always that eccentric pitcher that has to have a different glove color on the team. For us, it used to be Buckholz when he looked like a crack fiend in the duck. The man looked unhealthy, for God's sake.
Him and the stupid rat tail.
He looked so unhealthy. He was a mess. End of the season and the final season, he was a mess. And it made me concerned for his well-being, so I'm kind of glad he got tossed.
So, spring training.
I'll take him.
Doesn't even know that he's supposed to report at a certain time. Do you guys think that's true? Or do you think he knew he had to report and just didn't give a fuck?
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
I don't.
He was playing Fortnite. That's all good.
He was playing Fortnite. That's David Price. That's not David Price.
Kermit the Frog.
But I mean, the MLB does have a loophole, I guess, because pitchers and catchers are supposed to report one day, and then you have full team practice one day, and then you guys can be there right at the end of where your full squad's supposed to be there. So he says, fuck it, I'm not going to be able to pitch and catcher.
This man's putting it down as he's talking. All right.
Making a point.
Yeah.
Making a point.
Got that point. He's decked out for Merrimack College, everyone, in case you couldn't tell. If anyone who's watching this is not from the Boston area. So
sweatshirt coming soon.
Yeah. We'll make sure that he burns that out back.
I'll say that when I graduate.
But listen, that's fine. I still wouldn't support it. I don't like Merrimack.
What?
It's my decision.
How would you?
We've discussed
Why
this.
would you not like my degree?
We've discussed that Merrimack is a place that I declined to go to because of the
Boston
mandatory
College,
class. I still declined them. They didn't have a culinary program anyway.
Where else? Anybody out there that knows any Catholic colleges?
Not supportive of the college must attend church type scenario, theology, whatever the hell.
You don't have to attend church.
It's not church I'm talking about, but I'm saying it's
take
a
a
class.
theology class.
And you know what? What if someone's an atheist?
Still gonna take it.
Exactly. So fuck them and their rights and what they believe in, right?
Yeah, I guess
exactly. So. Exactly.
He does have a point there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we won't go off on that tangent. We'll be here all night. That leads into politics and shit. And
all right, so let's do this. Who do you got early predictions, and then we'll make another one at the trade deadline. Who do you guys see coming down to for the World Series so far?
Yankees.
So we're talking like that early of a prediction right now.
Just an early prediction.
Yankees at least.
All right, so we'll do an early.
Put the Yankees in there.
So we'll do an early prediction now, and then we'll do it at the end of spring training before the season starts.
Yankees and Washington.
See how spring training and how injuries throughout the next couple of weeks kind of.
Yankees, Washington.
Yeah, you're saying Washington goes back.
You're saying Washington repeats.
I don't.
Are you saying complete repeat?
Listen, not saying complete repeat, but I'm saying they get back there, and I'm saying it because I think they're still riding high off that momentum of bye-bye, Bryce, and we're gonna go do better without you. So they didn't change.
Back to back in a long time. Besides the,
I'm saying they'll at
Dodgers.
least get there, but the Yankees are definitely a favorite, in my opinion, to win the whole thing this year because they're a pretty goddamn good team. Batting
they got
rotation,
Luke Voigt. That's supposed to have a
pitching.
big season this year.
I
think he's a
have
basement.
I have the Yankees going to the World Series.
Damn.
For some reason, I just don't believe they can go through with it though. I still don't see the Yankees winning completely. They've had this team for how long? They've had
They have the tendency to slip.
They got young kids coming up now.
They keep making additions to the team. They keep bringing in guys. How long is it going to be until you realize that it's just not the right team for it?
That big
I think it's to be honest, if you're on my personal opinion,
if they don't win with him, I don't know.
If they don't win with Garrett Cole pitching,
listen, it's not. To be honest, I don't think it's the players. I think it's their whole coaching staff. Really.
Coaching staff is definitely part of it.
Dude, they were better with Girardi.
Big impact. Yeah,
way better with Joe Girardi.
I think that the fact is the coaching staff's making the wrong
Girardi
choices at the wrong
Girardi
time.
just didn't have the team in order to bring him back.
I think he won that one World Series and that was it, and then they just let everybody else go. And then he started getting players in at the end, and then you just go in a whole new direction when they made the playoffs.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's why I said it's mainly the coaching. It's mainly coaching issue. Like they're making the wrong decision at the wrong times.
I'll take
and that's what's hurting them.
I'll take a long time Yankee to be our manager.
Listen here, we're trying to discuss why with the World Series, and you're.
The team that we have, he brings us.
I don't care. I'm talking about my World Series prediction right now.
I wouldn't say go. I wouldn't say
Washington,
but he'll definitely they'll get 85 plus wins.
Yeah,
I believe.
But he's not here right now. We had a temporary one, right?
All right, so I say I'm gonna go Dodgers in the NL because they're gonna win it this time. They're gonna win it this time.
I see Dodgers going all the way.
I say no just because I don't want to see Mookie win it.
I would be fucked if he won it with another team.
I'm sorry.
Him and Joe Kelly.
I don't want to see it.
And Price.
And Price. Fuck, dude.
No, because see, if Price makes it to the playoffs,
if Price
makes it to the playoffs, we won. They're not going to win.
Bro,
Price sucks in the playoffs.
You got to look at it this way, right?
He got 2 wins in the playoffs for us.
Yeah.
What are you talking
One
about?
time.
Red Sox can't win in the playoffs.
His overall stats in the playoffs, I've heard, are trash.
No, they are trash.
He won 2 with us, but his original playoff stats are trash. Like they're all.
Up. That's what
2 of them doesn't shut me up. Price, you still suck.
You know what I would like to see is LA and LA. To see that, but I don't think that would happen.
Yankees are going from the AL side. I'm telling you.
No, I don't.
Their pitching staff and their
Looking
batting
at it right now,
rotation.
like I'm thinking in my head, it's hard for me to say anybody else but the Yankees.
If the Yankees don't put up like 200 home runs or more this season,
All right,
with their batting rotation,
keep this right. It's gonna come down to Houston and the Yankees.
he's throwing a curveball. We'll have a repeat of that situation.
But if Tampa comes out hot and knocks us out of the playoffs, I think Tampa can be a.
Your predictions are all over the scatterboard here.
Just Tampa.
It's 2 teams, not 4 different answers.
All right, so I say Tampa and Dodgers.
All right. I'm gonna have to go with that.
I'm just going Yankees,
They're
Washington.
young,
if it's
dude.
not gonna be New York, it's gonna be
No, we're not having secondary predictions yet. You have your
as
first
far
prediction.
as far as a National League team, it's gonna be the Dodgers. American League, there's multiple teams that could probably go. You still gotta. I hate to say it, but you still gotta look at the Astros. Astros is still going to be in there.
Listen here, audience. I'll give you the main prediction.
All right. So with those 2, who do you see kind of be in the sort of like a dark horse coming out of, coming to the playoffs? Mine would have to be the Padres.
Padres, yeah, dude, they're a sleeper.
The Brewers.
Definitely.
Padres.
Now, if they had got Mookie,
I say the Brewers.
They got one that I can't even think of his name. They had that young kid.
Isn't that where Holt went?
Then they got Manny Machado.
I'd love to see fucking Holt win it with the Brewers.
And they got Manny Machado. Don't they have Justin Upton too?
Yes, they do.
Matt Kemp, I think, is still there.
Yep. They have an overall team. That's what I'm saying. A dark horse to come out and be one of the teams.
Actually, who is
come in?
Isn't
that
Justin?
Really
isn't Hosmer over there too? Hosmer.
Oh shit! Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
He got traded over to the Padres.
Told you, dude. gonna be the Padres coming out as a dark horse this year.
You know, my buddy, one of the buddies,
Good year for the playoffs.
one of my buddies, that's his cousin. My buddy Justin Hosmer, I went to the Marines with. That's his cousin.
Oh shit!
So his cousin
Could've
plays
been
for
at
Padres.
Cosby. Holy fuck! Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I didn't even think of the Padres. That's a good one.
I say the Brewers have a good chance too to show up out of nowhere. Not a great one, but they're in there.
Now, see,
Dude, when Ryan
if I
Braun was
saw
his
if I saw Mookie go to the Padres, this whole deal would have been fine with me.
Yeah.
This whole deal, if he wanted that money and he went to the Padres, I
Padres
would have
would
said
grab
okay
him.
with that.
Yeah.
I would have been. I would not have.
I'd be like,
any-
no, fuck you, Mookie.
I
You're
would
gonna help
not.
win.
I would not have any negativity to put on that trade deal.
Well, would you
Only-
like to see
only
Mookie
because-
versus Sox?
Then
in the
we
Only
would have
World
got,
because
got
the-
Myers though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
That's the only
Myers.
sucking part. We would have got somebody sucking. Then we definitely would have had to get Kevin Pillar.
I can agree with that. Yes, but
Would you like to
if
see?
Mookie became a Padre, you also
I don't
got
even know.
David Price becoming a Padre. That adds additional hopes to their bullpen. At least regular
Would
season
you like to
wise,
see-
maybe not playoff wise, but given David Price's
Question is, would you like to see the Red Sox meet up against Mookie in the World Series one time?
Oh, I mean, who
That'd
wouldn't?
be fucking
who wouldn't?
fantastic.
And then we beat him.
Yep,
Who
I would
wouldn't?
laugh all the way
But-
to the bank.
This LA. I hate to say it, but LA will wipe our ass.
Oh, he's not having faith in the
I'm not.
Sox.
I don't have faith in the Sox going all the way.
Well, not this year, definitely not. But in the future years, I think we could.
I think we just either get a whole new ownership.
Yeah, let me and Nick coach him.
Yeah, let me just come in there real quick. I'll make some deals real quick. Let me go talk to Scott Boras. I'll get all his people in.
Let's just take the Padres real quick and take their line.
Yeah, let me take Manny Machado. I like Manny. I'll bring back Mookie. I'll give him his fucking money. I'll keep JD.
I'll go ahead and take Hosmer.
I'll take Hosmer too. He can play first base.
All right. So what do you do with Rafael Devers? What do you do with this? Just signing with Kevin Pillar?
Well, see, I can keep Devers. I can ship out Bogarts and then send Manny Machado back to shortstop.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I wouldn't do that.
Devers-
And then you
I
can
would not
actually
do
get
that.
rid of Bradley. Send
Devers
him over
can
to
go
the
to
Padres.
DH.
I would not do that.
Devers can go to DH. I'll stick what's his name in right field and let him play right field. Let him play the outfield.
Hosmer.
JD.
JD. Fuck it. I'll go and I'll move Kevin Pillar over to center.
Put Hosmer where?
He plays first base.
You just said you'd put someone else at first base, didn't you?
No,
'Cause
Hosmer.
you said JD would be there.
JD and him can switch back.
And then what are you going to do with Mitch Moreland?
This one, I send him out.
All right, so we're reorganizing the Sox, everyone, in case you didn't know.
This is just how I would do it on the show. When I go do road to the show.
Well,
man,
this isn't the show though. This is live MLB.
that's just how I would do it.
This isn't
That's
Wolf
how
of
I'm the
Wall
manager.
Street or anything.
I trade everybody.
All right, so let's branch off from the lovely world of MLB.
All right, let's go to the NFL.
Let's go NFL. We got a decent amount to talk about there. I know people may not think so, but a lot of news about Hunter Henry. The Patriots are a favorite to
I
pull
like
him.
that,
There-
but I want
there
to
are
start
a
one
lot.
thing real quick. Your boy there,
Which boy?
the one that you had hope to come back,
Which one?
wide receiver,
Which one?
Danny Amendola,
Damian Amendola. Yeah,
re-signs with the Lions on a one-year deal.
that's right. That was his decision. I said I'd like him to come back, but
Hey, how are you gonna go back to?
they didn't even use him until the end of the friggin' season. So if he wants to play
Matt
that
Patricia,
way,
That's why.
yeah.
No, but
Matt
okay, I
Patricia,
get that. He's kind of like that guy. Where you're like, okay, yeah, I can go back.
Well,
I
he's
can
gonna
go
get
do
fired
a
at
coach
the end of
that
the
I know.
season if he doesn't turn things.
Oh
around.
yeah, definitely. But and then
If
now
he has
that-
another repeat of what he did this season, like a 4-12 friggin' season.
Past
No,
two-
and he
past
wants
two
Yeah,
seasons.
and he wants to trade the number 3 pick.
he shouldn't be a
That-
head
you go
coach.
pick a quarterback.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford's shit.
Mhm.
He's ass. And you're gonna trade that shit away, and then you're gonna drop back, and then you're probably gonna get one of the ass quarterbacks.
So then you grab Matt Patricia and you shake him and go, "What is wrong with you?" for about 2 hours until he gets it. If he goes and repeats another 4-12 season, they're gonna can him. I don't think they'll keep him. I
Dude,
think
he
he'd
had
be
Calvin
stupid.
Johnson and didn't do shit.
He was not ready to be a head coach. Never was, in
Not
my
at all.
opinion, not at all.
That's another.
He
reason
can
why-
barely coach our defense. Look at what it has become since he's left. It's become much more successful, for God's sakes.
I gotta say that. Yeah.
Chris Beraldi, you're right.
Well, no, last
Should
year.
put a fork on him.
Yep.
I agree.
He's a fat bastard. Stick a fork in him and serve him for the roast. All
If he
right?
wants to come back and be defensive coordinator for the Patriots again, that's fine with me.
I would not take him as the head
As
defensive
far
coordinator.
No,
No,
you,
no, this
no,
is
you gotta look at it this way,
right?
right? The year before that, our defense was trash. Until you go up me upgrade.
Actually, you know what that brings me to? What do you think of Dak? They're talking like he wants buku dollars. Some people saying don't give it to him. Some people saying give it to him.
He hasn't
If
earned
you're
his
a
money.
shit team, man.
Yeah, I mean, like he hasn't earned it.
I don't want him coming here though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't
We're
earned
not going to give him the money he wants anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it this way,
it. You don't want to see that hip dance?
you can't. Well, we saw it here. He can't, yeah. I mean, if you look at it this way, he's probably going to lose Amari Cooper. Who else is out there?
Not Zeke. Zeke's already resigned.
It's Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
He's probably gone.
Their tight end's gone. He's old. He's not
Jason
gonna stay.
Witten is probably going to go work over with the guy that I already forget his name because he was trash. Who was their head coach again?
Donald White says Stars will win the cup.
We'll save that stuff for NHL.
Yep, we'll get to NHL.
Yeah, we'll get to NHL in a second, and I will tell you why you're wrong.
I don't even think the fucking Stars will win it.
He said, was it Dak's fault for receivers not catching?
No,
Yes.
it wasn't Dak's fault.
Yeah, a little bit.
It could be a little bit because of ball placement.
Yeah.
The guy can't exactly hit a fucking target for his life right now.
He can't. You should have just.
So that's what happens. That's what happens though when you get a new quarterback with everyone's eyes blazing into his back. They eventually either crack under the pressure and don't play as well, or they succeed.
But okay. Dak's got talent. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
He plays in fucking Dallas, where Jerry Jones doesn't go out and get anybody.
Nope.
He gives
Amari Cooper was their biggest acquisition in a long time
since Des Bryant.
Yeah.
And then you have him, and then you have Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's kind of washed up.
Yeah, and he's a veteran. He's almost like a Larry Fitzgerald who'll catch the ball when you need it.
Rookies.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know any of their wide receivers really, other than Amari Cooper and what's his name, the other big one that.
Gal did a decent year this year, but I mean, I see maybe
if Dallas goes out and acquires,
I see him doing it in Tampa though.
Tampa wouldn't be bad. I mean, they got Buku.
I'd like to see him. To be honest, I'd like to see him stay in Dallas if they acquire the right pieces.
He's going to get franchise tag, so he's not going anywhere this year. He'll play under his franchise tag.
He said, "Hell no! I watched every game. They got hit in the chest and they still dropped it. He also ran more yards than most QBs."
All right, so if you ran more yards than most QBs, then how did they still miss the playoffs? What do you explain about
they had to count on
Lamar Jackson?
He said yards ran more yards than most quarterbacks this season. Russell Wilson, Lamar.
Can I just say Lamar? Deshaun Watson. Shit, even fucking Derek Carr had a lot of yards.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to tell me that fucking Dak Prescott was out of the pocket.
But you know what the other thing is their running game was terrible this year.
He got sacked a lot. How the fuck is he out of the pocket getting that much yards?
Well, the thing is their running game was
we're not saying Dak is a terrible fucking player.
And we're not saying it's solely his fault.
And a lot of
it's just he needs to hit his targets. Granted, most of the wide receivers didn't catch a ball. They had no fucking hands worth of anything. So
he throws a lot behind.
You can't exactly, you can't exactly put everything on him. But would a better passing be good? Yeah. Would him making better passes be fun? Yes. He needs to. He needs to start learning how to place a ball.
And even if they dropped it, Amari Cooper is a very talented wide receiver.
Very.
So there's really no reason you shouldn't be catching them unless they're off kilter.
Dude, he's behind his throws to his wide receivers. At that point, you might as well just give him fucking James Winston.
Oh, good God. Let's not put a curse on Dallas like that.
30 touchdowns, though?
No, I think
he got his LASIK eye surgery, guy.
But it was for close up. Like, that, I thought at first, LASIK, okay, fine. He had some eye, and they're saying it's close up, the reason he got LASIK. I said, so you're telling me he couldn't see down there? Or he could see down there, but he couldn't see up close? Like, right. I would never wish any team, to be honest.
It does make sense because a lot of his interceptions did come over the middle.
Yeah, but you know what? Stop throwing it over the middle if you can't friggin' see. You stop throwing it.
He's checked down.
Hey, Coach, can we put the backup in?
Decision. That's definitely the coach's decision. If you can't decide to not throw over the fucking middle, even though your quarterback is throwing an interception every fucking time, you get something wrong with you.
The coaching decision to leave him in and throw and turn over as much as he has is probably going to screw him this next season. He's not going to be picked up by anyone. They're going to turn away from him. And they made it all his fault. They made him a scapegoat.
You can go to the Colts. Mm-hmm. Colts, so that brings me to the Colts now. The Colts are already looking to move on from Jacoby Brissett. Yes, they do have Brian Hoyer as their backup, but they are also looking to go out and get a quarterback. How do you guys feel about that when they just signed these two quarterbacks? It's a big deal.
Brissett should have never been over there as a starter
Now,
when he did.
here's the
He
thing.
went very early.
That's not his fault, though.
I know
that is a big time Bill Belichick deal. Belichick knew that it wasn't his guy in Foxborough. However, that doesn't mean that he's a shit quarterback.
Oh, it doesn't.
No,
The thing is,
only because
he won games though.
he
games.
wins games.
Listen, the thing was that the Colts acquired him with the thought that Andrew Luck was going to stay longer than he did.
Yes.
He retired. Brissett had to step up. I get it. He
Brissett's
definitely was not ready to take the starting role yet, in my opinion. I think they should have put someone. They should have grabbed someone cheap, or at least a veteran that could play one more year.
Yep.
Let him get in his legs and figure it out. Someone you can switch him with if he's
they're
having
looking
bad
to get
games.
rid of Brissett, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be a bad choice.
Mhm.
If you get rid of Brissett, it's going to be a bad choice only because of the fact that you're stuck with Brian Hoyer as your quarterback. He's backup right now to Jacoby Brissett. Why are you going to trade away the older guy? Granted, he has a veteran status only because of how long he's been in the league. However, why are you going to trade Jacoby Brissett? He's won games for you guys. He's proven that he can be a top tier quarterback if he wanted to. It's not his fault that he's made of glass bones, but
I feel like
I understand you want to get rid of the big time contracts so you just sign these guys to, but
Also,
you
the
can
Colts
go out
kinda suck with wide
and you
receiving
can
core,
go out
too.
and sign that veteran quarterback. Just keep Brissett as your backup. Train him to whatever you need him to do. You got to
Take
get rid of
Bridgewater, put him on
Hoyer
the
if that's
Colts,
if
and then let
anything.
Brissett get ready.
Bridgewater's going to LA.
I hope not.
Watch. I think he is.
Cool.
Bridgewater go to LA.
I see Bridgewater. Bridgewater
I'd like to see
certainly
him
is
sit
going to
at
be
the
leaving
Colts.
New
Send him
Orleans.
to the Colts.
But they
and
got
let him
Tyrod
start
Taylor
there.
that their coach is also willing to let start.
Mhm.
I don't see Tyrod Taylor being their option. I feel like if you go out and get Teddy Bridgewater,
Yep.
that's your better choice.
I can see
He
Bridgewater
could
going to
work with Keenan
Carolina.
Allen.
I can see him going to Carolina.
I feel like they're going to move on from Cam Newton. Cam Newton's going to end up going somewhere.
Yep.
You know where I think Cam Newton would fit in? Is Jacksonville.
He's crazy enough to go there.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
He's nuts in his head.
He's a bit nuts as far as
He'd
their
fit that
quarterback
fan base.
status. It wouldn't be bad.
Oh, yeah.
That or Atlanta. He'd fit in there too.
Atlanta's never moving on from Matt Ryan. Not
And
right
they
now.
never will.
Matt Ryan's a proven quarterback when he wants to play. It's just he has an absolute bum fucking.
You got Julio
You know.
Jones. All I can do is throw him the ball every friggin' time.
Yeah, but aside from him, who do you got? Like, really, come on.
Calvin
Ridley's supposed to step in.
Yeah.
this
Ridley's
role
supposed
for
to be
the
stepping
season.
in. They're running back there.
They got
Christ.
Hooper. They had Hooper
Yeah,
when he was
They
healthy.
had Hooper
When he was healthy. And,
Dude, I should go get him if they don't get Henry.
their running back game has been terrible.
He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Pats are going to get Henry. I really do.
I could see them getting
For
Henry.
your sake, I hope they do.
I called it like from day one when he was on free agency watch. I definitely see him coming here because if Brady stays, Brady will turn him into Gronk. I'm
All
telling
right,
you
so
right now.
then
I absolutely say
if
that.
we're
He's
picking
a
up
big guy,
Henry,
too.
what do you guys see for the foretold draft this year?
Randy Moss's kid, opposite side of Henry.
So I was reading on one of the mock drafts that they want to go out and get Jake Fromm,
Mhm.
which was the guy that I was raving about when your dad told me not to rave about him.
I like Jake
Uh,
Fromm. Jake Fromm's a good QB.
He's a big quarterback, but he also gets out of the pocket and he's mobile.
Mhm.
So you get a Brady like guy that can throw
I'll
downfield,
stop you
but
one quick
he's
second.
accurate.
I don't want to see any quarterback sit behind Brady for too long. I hate it because they're going to look just like Jimmy G when he went and played the other teams. Jimmy stayed in the pocket because he'd been watching Brady do it for years, and he picked up that bad habit where Brady doesn't move, so I'm not going to move.
We all think Brady's leaving.
I think right now he's going to stay.
Okay, so even so, they're not going to sign him again. You have this kid sit behind Brady for 2 years.
I
Brady
don't want
retires
to
in
pick
2
that
years.
habit up. I'm telling you, it's a very bad habit to pick up, and it's very easy to pick up when you watch Brady because that's all he does is sit in the pocket now.
No,
But
but
doesn't move because he's too old, and you know it.
what I mean by that is you can look at Brady because Brady is easy to pick out the defense. If you learn from Brady in that aspect to learn to pick out when there's blitz coming,
The only reason why I want Brady back, that this is the only reason why I want Brady back. I don't think he will be back, but the only reason is because of the intelligence that he has for the actual game.
dude, that's the only reason
Brady
why
knows
you
how
should
to
get
pick up. Brady
Listen,
knows how to.
He'll
pick
come
apart a
back
team.
if they acquire Hunter Henry and any of these other weapons.
That's the only reason that Brady's
I
going to
would-
be coming
I would
back is
honestly
because of the
hope so.
additions.
I hope so. And if you go and get Jake and he doesn't stay, Jake Fromm is one of the quarterbacks I say right now who's NFL ready.
I'll tell you right now, if they don't get a veteran and they put either one of the rookies in, and forget about it. They're not going to the playoffs this year. I'm telling you that right now. I grant that the weapons are going to give this kid, whoever steps in, if Brady goes, if they don't pick up a veteran quarterback on cheap to play who's been in the league, they will not make playoffs.
All right, so then who do you want?
I still am on my fan bus of Bridgewater, which I know they're not going to get. I would have loved to see it because I think he proved well that he
But
could
if you're
play
saying
well.
a veteran quarterback, are you talking? We're not talking Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, no, but you could, as much as I hate to say it,
He
He is a starter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
started for
certainly
White-
and
a
he's
starter.
I think he's like 31 now too. He's been in the league for a little while. So
See, the reason why I think they don't get Teddy Bridgewater is because he's a smaller quarterback.
it's just true.
He gets hit, he's gonna get hurt. We don't need to send this kid that we got. He's not ready for it.
I don't think any rookie guy they pick up will help us get to playoffs. That's the problem. If
I
they
think
pick
Jake
one up
Fromm
and put
will
him
be-
in, I think if they make it in, they're going to get slapped out in the first round anyway. So, because you're going to put a rookie
do
in.
you see them? All right, so if they sign Jake Fromm, do you see them still keeping Stidham?
If Brady walks, yeah.
Fair.
Because you still need a backup. But I mean, I still think it would be smart to maybe go get a Fitzpatrick to sit just in case Jake Fromm got hurt. And then you keep Stidham behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You run 3 quarterbacks. And that's what a lot of teams do. Although you can have him not suit and have Fitzpatrick suit.
Mm-hmm.
So technically he's still on your roster, but you don't have to count
You could
him
also
against
do
the
what
roster.
Dave's last resort was, which was Phillip Rivers.
Nah, Phillip Rivers
I wouldn't
lives
do
in Florida right now.
this.
And that's where he wants to be.
Well,
The deal with Phillip Rivers is if you're going to sign the $30 million, you might as well give Brady his money.
Yep.
However, the only way to get Brady back is to sign other players. That is the only way to get Brady back, only because of the fact that he wants a team around him.
which is why I've also been on the bandwagon of Brady. If you want a team around you, you're going to have to take another pay cut.
And
I'm
I
sorry.
agree with that. That's
No,
that's
you're
how
right.
it is going to be.
So I was listening to
Because Hunter
something
Henry's
on,
going to be pricey because
Yeah.
he was only third behind Keenum and Gronk on the team he was on in LA.
so
So he's still a nasty tight end.
So the only reason why Brady wants to walk, and I saw this on Fox Sports, was that he wants to leave because Belichick goes behind his back, goes and talks to Kraft, talking about I don't want Brady no more, talking shit about Brady, and then it gets back to Brady. Brady saying, it's all stressful now because he's there and he's listening to this shit.
But that's how it's supposed to be. The fucking GM. He's the coach. He doesn't have to report to Brady for everything.
So basically, Brady looks at it like it's not fun anymore. I don't see it as fun. It's just drama.
See what Chris said? Chris said Brady's payroll taxes and will happily pay it.
You might be happy to do that. I'm not happy to go ahead and make my hard-earned money go to Brady's damn contract. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
they're.
sorry.
I know. My thing is too is everyone's like, let's not sign AJ Green. Let's not sign. He's injury prone. Listen, I get it, but if the Pats can
What do
actually
you want to
get
say
him,
about Edelman then?
well, that's what I'm saying.
Edelman is exactly injury prone
Yeah.
just as much as AJ Green.
Yeah,
But
but when
Edelman
AJ
plays.
Green's healthy, he's phenomenal. No one can say he's not. He's an all-pro wide
Do you still think
receiver.
Brady comes back though? I mean, come on.
As long as they
Brady-
sign the right guys, then Brady will come back.
Brady already moved out of Massachusetts, man.
He only moved to fucking Connecticut.
It's closer to New York.
Fair.
He could
Yeah,
go to
that's true.
there. He could go over to the Giants.
I would Green and Hunter Henry. That's 2 lethal weapons, and that's really all you need to give Brady. Because you got Edelman, you've got Jacoby Myers, who's still stuck there.
You're still going to have to sign a running back as well.
And I'm still on the
Big
Kenyon
time.
Drake or Melvin Gordon train if they can get either cheap enough.
I
You're
personally
definitely
would
not
like
getting Gordon.
I like Drake over
Yeah.
Gordon.
No, because Melvin Gordon had a shitty last season, and he knows it. So he's not going to get the money he wanted originally.
Still gonna ask.
Mhm.
He can ask for it, but teams will be like, "We saw you play last season. You did terrible when you came back."
The only
after
way
you
I
came
would
back."
allow Gordon to come onto the team is only because of his shit season.
But we should want a running back so that he has to shave his beard, because if another running back comes in,
I agree.
Sony Michel is not seeing 1,000 yards this season.
You know,
Marshall Falk.
bro, you keep coming back with these old ass fucking plays,
I
man.
love Marshall Falk.
It's Le'Veon Bell.
I wouldn't mind Bell coming in. He's not a crackhead like fucking.
You might as well get the Razor
He
started
was.
now.
Oh, he's one of my favorite players. I don't give a fuck.
All right, cool.
For him.
All right, so the Pats get Le'Veon Bell. He's shaving his beard without the bet.
Bro, I still rooted for him. You saw me kick his ass up. I don't give a fuck how Bell is, man. Bell's my favorite player, and I don't even give a fuck.
Just as if anyone knows, if he stays on the Jets, don't pick him up as a fantasy option. Worst decision you can make.
Unless they go and fix their offensive line.
Which they probably won't.
They have fucking money, bro.
They've had money for a long time.
Probably not.
They've had money for a long time. Their coaching needs some redirection.
Yep.
Because they're just like any other team. Oh, we know what we need, but we're not going to go get it.
I'll take Saquon.
I wouldn't take Saquon ever right now until he proves himself. His first breakout year was great, but this year he was atrocious. Injury after injury. He got 2 injuries this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dude's a glass bones, I guess. And, you know, he looks like he's in good shape where that shouldn't happen so frequently in one season, but it happened twice. I wouldn't risk it on him.
I mean, ankle injuries, if you don't let them heal right, you're going to be prone to them unless you sit out that X amount of weeks. And I understand football players want to play, but shit, man. Just sit the fuck out.
They don't.
Like Edelman, man. Look how many surgeries he's going to have this year.
That's
Sit the
his own
fuck
fault.
out.
That's why I told every Pats fan, and no one ever listened to me, we knew we were making playoffs. Sit him the fuck down. Let him try to recover to the best of his ability without the surgery so that he could play at least to a better standpoint than that of what he played going forward.
Big Ben got cleared to start throwing. How do you think he does this year?
Crap.
I think he's going to do garbage.
He doesn't have anything over there anymore.
I don't see Big Ben making another. I don't see him making the playoffs.
Unless they go out and acquire a stellar wide receiver core, he's got nothing over there anymore.
Ben is completely
Schuster's
washed.
in. That's it.
Big Ben is a washed-up quarterback right now.
I got
7
a
interceptions.
crazy
8 interceptions.
hypothetical.
Oh, boy. This is definitely crazy.
Conspiracy theories, man.
It is a conspiracy theory.
And Big's coming
back to the
Steelers.
That's what it is. He's going around apologizing to everybody on the Steelers, and you know that GM.
He still wants to play with Brady. Though.
Antonio Brown, if you ever say, go get help, you need it.
Please.
I swear to God, you have CTE. I don't want to see another Aaron Hernandez.
Not to just get back into football. You need a fucking mental reevaluation of yourself, my friend.
I know that if anyone here in Mass who's watching this podcast, if you've seen the CTE about Aaron Hernandez, it's exactly what I think is going on with Antonio Brown, because he was not this nutty at first. So he's taken some big hits to the head, and there's something going on there. I think he should get some help. I'd rather not see him go down the same path and go nutso. He already assaulted that driver, the truck driver, turned himself in, and then he's just more cases keep popping up. Something's loose up here that shouldn't be. You need to get help.
Yep.
So nobody seconds that?
No, I don't second AB ever coming back. That conspiracy shot dead like the dog out back, all right?
Shit, man. Why are you telling everybody about that? I was supposed to bury him.
My thing is, AB should not step back in the league. I have a feeling if he comes back and let's say he plays for Pittsburgh, he'll play for 2 weeks before he's suspended or kicked out again. And
He's going to be suspended going in.
So he's not worth picking up. No team should risk it for him, period. Any team.
Do we say he comes back next year or no?
No. I think
I give it at least like maybe 2 years. If he goes off, gets himself the help, puts himself in rehab for whatever the hell's going on with himself. But I give it,
I mean, what's funny is most of the people suing him are doctors.
Yeah.
the doctors he's seeing are suing him. So
he farted in his face.
You don't want pink eye. I'm sorry. All right. But no, he seriously needs help. You don't want to see someone like him go down to the path where he's becomes a psycho or murders someone or any of that shit. And I'm sorry, but he's showing severe signs that something is wrong with him. Mm-hmm. You don't just all of a sudden one day wake up and go, I'm going to go nuts.
I don't know. You can't just be that.
I mean, it's not okay. Definitely the Pats getting Hunter Henry. I'm big, and I think that everyone watches I think Hunter Henry's going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to go be the next Gronk, and I'm going to go sign over on the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
They use tight ends very, very effectively in Boston.
We definitely do, yeah. I guess
So even if Brady walks, they could still utilize Hunter Henry to his full potential.
NFL, new agreement. They're not going to suspend players anymore for smoking weed.
Well, yeah, because that last guy got caught with
Welcome back,
150
Josh
pounds.
Gordon.
He got suspended this time for steroids, though.
That's right. The other guy got arrested. The guy from Cleveland.
158
158 pounds of marijuana driving on across the border.
How dumb do you have to be? Really, how dumb do you have to be?
Well, that's the problem with sports players. They eventually think they're above the law, and they do stupid shit.
I'm not going to get arrested. I just told him I'll play for the Cleveland Browns.
You have to understand it catches up with everyone. Aaron Hernandez was playing full seasons after he killed a dude and never thought he'd get caught. It happens. You're not above the law. Celebrities
He killed
not
two
above
dudes
the
at that
law.
point.
2 dudes.
Yeah.
However many dudes thought he'd never get caught. It happens. You get caught.
He got acquitted for that, don't forget.
Yeah, the 2 of them, yeah. But that trial was very, very point fingers at someone else instead type trial for that one. But again, won't get into that. Watch the documentary. It was a good documentary. You learn a lot.
There's another one on the National Geographic.
Yeah, but
That one's way better. It actually has the people that were in the case in there.
well, yeah, but
Watch that one. The Players Union has not come to an agreement on the deal because of the wanting to go to a 17th game. Now, how do you guys feel about 17 games? Do you guys think that they should get another bye week? Because
make it an even number, you bastards. That's what I say. Screw 17 games. Make it 18. Don't make it 17 games.
I think it's stupid. I think the whole
They're adding another
It's
wild
fine.
card team.
it's fine. It's fine the way it is. You don't need to correct anything.
No.
Why are you gonna fix something that's not
because
broken?
you need teams like Dallas to get in the playoffs.
Fuck that.
they're doing that mainly to get more viewers.
Here's my NFL. If you ever happen to watch, which you won't, you want more viewers? Cut your friggin' commercials down, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Every blown whistle, you have a set of commercials. Like XFL, look how popular it's already becoming because there's commercials at halftime, and then the rest of it, it's like 10 minutes straight.
That's only because Andrew Luck's father's the commissioner.
But listen, the problem is NFL's too many friggin' whistles,
I don't know if
too
that's
many
really true,
commercials. The rule book in the NFL is starting to turn into garbage. None of it's ever set in stone. Like, you don't know what a catch is anymore.
Yep.
No, you really don't.
If you are going to fix something, you need to fix the rules. You need to fix. There's a lot of things going on.
There's way too many rules. Just throw the book up.
Regulations.
They're going to say, let's
that.
put in an extra game. Oh, shit. 400 more commercials. Yay. Like, Jesus Christ. I think it's probably one of the slowest sports when it's supposed to be a fast-paced sport because there's so many whistles. It's like with basketball that I don't approve of is how many whistles you get in basketball for fouls. Although lately I've noticed it hasn't been as excessive as it used to be, where you get a free throw almost every other 5 minutes.
No, only for LeBron.
Well, LeBron does the flop. We know it's famous.
And he travels.
Speaking of, we can probably move on to NBA.
Yeah, you guys move real quick. I use the rest.
Speaking of,
You got a shit?
Did you see
No,
LeBron? LeBron wants to have. LeBron just put up a petition to get the anthem out of every game, the national anthem out of every single
Really?
NBA game. Yeah.
You left for that one, bro.
That is hands down one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. And apparently, quote, there's already like 300,000 signings for this position.
I mean, I guess in a way, if you take the national anthem out, you get people not to be able to kneel. At the same time, though, the national anthem's been played at every fucking game that I've ever gone to. High school, college.
It's never going to happen.
Stupid color guard
It is
shows
always
that I've
going to
gone
be
to.
there. It is always going to be there, whether you guys like it or not. It's just how it is. 3,000 fucking signings, 300,000 signings. It amazes me as to why that. Oh boy! All right, here comes trouble. Here you go.
This ain't going down now.
Enlighten me.
All right.
He's not taking
LeBron James, I hope you watch this, and I hope to God, I won't wish what happened to anyone else happen to you, but I do hope a little person punches you in the dick 4 times, does a spinorama, and then sweet chin music's you in the jaw when you're down on your knees. I cannot stand the hate that goes on for this national anthem. Taking a knee, trying to get it out of friggin' leagues and NFL. What's next? You're going to do that in every sport? You can bite me, LeBron, and just fucking suck it. All right, I'm done.
Tell us how you really feel.
Honestly,
I hope you burn.
This is what I think, and I know some other sports do it too, is play the national anthem when the players are in the locker room. You don't give them a chance to kneel.
Yeah, instead they'll be in a circle jerk in the locker room.
Yeah, circle jerk in the locker room. Nobody sees you. We don't know that you're being disrespectful.
Yeah, you saw how well that turned out. One of the Steelers players, Villanueva, who was in the military, went out there and they gave him shit for it.
You should not give him.
This whole
military
ordeal is he's basically saying to dump the anthem or quit. If you want to do that, then quit. Anthem's always going to be there.
Yep. That's ridiculous.
And go fuck yourself.
Quit. It's fine.
LeBron, you can go identify as a woman and go play in the WNBA, make all the records you want, and stay over there. Okay?
They still play the national anthem over there.
I don't think I ever heard your idol Kobe say we should get rid of the national anthem. So you should just fuck off and all. And your hairline can follow you. All right?
Dude, that motherfucker's going bald.
He should already just go bald.
Yeah, just shave your head, bro.
His hairline has ran so far away from him, it's halfway gone already.
Kobe did it.
It's like the friggin' Antarctic where the glacier moves a mile every so often or whatever. That's his hairline, inches away from him. I hope Tatum drops his nuts on your chin when he dunks on you, LeBron, and then you flop like a bitch.
He already has. It's great. Fucking loved it. So anyways, moving kind of on.
They
basic,
lost to the Lakers.
Yeah, on 112 to 114. Yeah,
that's not bad though.
Okay,
that still says if we meet you up in the fucking NBA championship, man, we can still kick your ass.
Yep. They killed him last time.
Leave my fucking notebook alone.
They killed him with that last game before. Was that today's game or yesterday's game?
Back in my day, Paul Pierce was still playing.
Jason Tatum going off, man. He's going to be
the tater.
Dude, he's going to be an absolute force to reckon with throughout his career. I hope he stays a Celtic.
I saw a highlight video of that man. That man has some chicken legs.
Jason Tatum? Yeah, he's a bit of a scrawny guy. But.
When it froze on his legs, dude, I was like, dear God. Leg day. Oh.
Bit of a scrawny guy.
You gotta get Taco Fall in there, man. That giant. Just have him stand there with his arms up. There's no scoring. I know, just blow on him. He'll fall over. You guys can keep going.
How do you feel about Kevin Garnett getting his number retired?
Negative.
Garnett is a great example of what a Celtic was. He bled green. I should. Because he dubbed us to go play with fucking LeBron.
Eddie, we're getting there. We'll get to NHL in just a second here.
Was Ray Allen a great player? Yeah, man, he was the best three-point shooter that I think I've ever seen, besides Curry right now. But back then, though, but you dub us to go play with LeBron, and then when we invite you back up here to celebrate the championship that you had won with us, you don't come. So you snub us.
You think he'll be at the jersey retirement?
Who?
Ray Allen?
No. I say Rondo, not Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Rondo,
Pierce.
I say shut the door on Ray Allen. Just don't let him in the arena.
If he's going to be an ass, then let him be that way.
He's definitely
Celtics are running out of single-digit numbers. I'll give you that one. They're going to be I give it another year until they have all single-digit numbers out of the fucking.
If he's retired his number, I don't know. I don't really follow basketball. If they retired his number, take it off the rafters.
What's next? They're going to retire. No. They're going to retire fucking Jason Tatum's number after his career. Probably.
If he stays in Celtics.
Probably if he stays a Celtic. Yeah.
If he stays a Celtic and has a phenomenal career, probably.
More than likely, if he gets a championship as well.
Dwayne Wade just got his retired.
Yep.
Do you ever see what's going on?
Also, he deserved it.
You see what's going on with his life right now? Dear God, the mess. His kid. That face no. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't really got to say
leave
that.
The kids alone. Yeah. It's not the play. It's not their fault. They're in the spotlight because both his parents are famous.
Yep.
You know, because celebrity. You don't marry outside celebrity when you're a celebrity.
You got to look at it this way, right? The kid's young. The kid's probably just thinking whatever because what he sees out on TV or she sees out on TV, it could be just a phase right now and they could just fade out. Little kids are little kids, man. They're not old enough to go ahead and say, okay, I want to.
Well, the other thing is they keep putting him back in the spotlight. That's what's stupid.
It's
leave the kid out of the spotlight. Let him live his life as a kid. But his parents keep putting up like videos of him talking about it. Let him do him or her or it or zombie robot man bear pig. I don't know. Like it could be an Apache helicopter. Let him do him, her, it, whatever.
Kyrie Irving out for the rest of the season with ending surgery.
Yeah.
Ending shoulder surgery.
You had to fake that.
First off, let's just say it right now, Kyrie, you're a bitch again for missing the second meeting with the Celtics. You can always stay a bitch. You always will be a bitch. You were a bitch before you even came to the Celtics. Anyways, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, shed a rant.
Say it. Fuck you or
yeah, fuck you, man. You are the biggest bitch. You have to say that when you're coming to Boston because you don't want to come to Boston. Well, so you had to announce that, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go have this shoulder surgery. I'm not going to be in Boston.
Bitch! Can you tell me what he does that he gets a shoulder injury?
Nothing, because he's a fucking bitch.
But you played basketball. Was someone checking you? This isn't hockey. How did you injure your shoulder? Obviously, it wasn't on the court. Like, you did not injure your shoulder.
Let this sink in, too. He was also a all-star this year. Mm-hmm. He made the all-star team.
He only made the all-star team because fan voting.
Yeah. Yes. Shouldn't have even been in there.
But anyone watching, if you're
a guy's been out literally pretty much the entire season.
If you're a fan of Irving, you probably won't enjoy this, but I don't like you, and I think you need to reevaluate who you're a fan of. I don't even really watch basketball, and I'm not a fan of Irving.
Kemba.
So think about that. If you're a basketball player who consistently misses your rematch with your old home team that you screwed over in the playoffs, think about that.
You got to face the music sometime, Paul.
Yeah, all I got to say again is
Kemba was
started over you.
But trust me, Celtics fans don't miss you, Irving.
Nah, we got Kemba. I like Kemba way better anyways, man.
You got Kemba, you got
player. He's not roasting his own teammates. Yo, my team should have been better. My team should have did this. My team should have done that.
You should have showed up.
Yo, exactly. It's like, bro, Kemba takes his team and says it was a team thing. It was, if he fucked up, it was a me thing.
All right, now hold on. This is a serious moment here. I'm gonna look at the camera. I gotta be blank face serious. Hold on, let me breathe for a second. All right. It's not helping, Nick. This is a serious moment. And you got something like a family tragedy that happened to Isaiah Thomas, and he got on the court and he fucking played in the playoffs, and you don't show up to play in the playoffs with absolutely nothing going on in your life, Irving. You should be kicked out of the NBA. You suck. All right. Any Celtics player fan who still had any shred of respect for that man, just think about that. Isaiah Thomas the playoffs. And he still got on the court. It was. Still got on the court and played those games, knowing full well he was in no mental state to play those games. And you got a man like Irving, just get out of the building.
I take Trae Young over him.
I don't even want to hear his name anymore. You know what? I honestly, every time I hear his name on something, that ends the video for me. I don't watch it. Don't want to hear it. I think he's hands down the most disgusting NBA player ever to touch the court. And I don't care what amount of skill everyone says he has.
Bro, look at the team now. We're doing way better without him right now.
Because he was a toxic individual. There are things as cancers on teams, and he was the cancer on the team.
I honestly don't think him and Durant are going to mesh well together. It's Durant's team. Once Durant comes back, it's going to be Durant's way. And if not, I think Kyrie's gone.
Yep.
Kyrie is a bitch.
He'll be gone by the end of this year.
He's going to say he wants to go somewhere else because he can't play KD.
Especially because they're not going to mesh well. Exactly like you said. That two tandem, if you want to say that two pairing, whatever, it's just not going to go well. It is KD's team. As soon as he comes back, sorry, Kyrie, you're out. That's plain and simple. You are going to be out of here.
Yep. And so we got a lot of
Westbrook and Paul George.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were meant definitely not to play together. Although they were okay together, but the way that their attitudes were, Westbrook's attitude was, they weren't meant to play together.
Well, Westbrook is just a walking ego.
Yeah. But he works for James Harden.
But
them two seem to be working fine.
so now sidestep into the end because we got some questions for the NHL. A lot of people were asking us about it. I think we should move into the NHL now.
Yep.
I know Eddie started it off with the Zamboni driver in
I got that
Toronto
right
who beat
here.
his own
The
team.
emergency goalie.
And it was the Toronto Zamboni driver. It wasn't
Alright,
even a Hurricanes personnel.
Just to
42 years
clarify.
Nah, he's always their backup. He's their emergency.
To clarify, he is a Zamboni driver. This is from last night's Toronto game with the Carolina Hurricanes. He was
emergency goalie.
Emergency goalie. He is a Zamboni driver for the Toronto Marlies, the CHL affiliate for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He got called up only because of the fact that Peter Mrazek and James Reimer both got injured in the for Carolina in the beginning of the game and end of the game. So naturally, you get a call up an emergency goalie. 42 years old, Zamboni driver,
163.
goes to Carolina to help. Wins.
Stops 3 of 10.
Stops 3 out of 10 shots. Sorry.
Yep, 3 out of 10 shots. Just about.
Yeah, stops 3 out of 10 shots for the win. For the win. Toronto, one of the top teams of this year. Sorry, I can't even say top teams of this year because of how crap they've been doing.
Yeah.
But one of the most talented teams loses 6-3
to an emergency.
to an emergency goalie.
That's
How bad are you to lose to an emergency goalie?
Austin Matthews making that $11 million contract shine.
Yeah.
Mitch Marner,
Oh, yeah.
$11 million contract shine. And then on top of that,
You get paid big bucks, and then all of a sudden
this
you
goes
drop
right
off
back
the
to
face of
what
the
was
fucking
talked about in the individual video that Dave did. They're not doing well in the playoffs. They're going to get
No.
slapped right out if they make
I did. I made a.
They might as well just start their Zamboni driver.
If you tuned into my small my small podcast
Trade.
the other day
Trade
about
talk.
the trade, we'll get into it in a second. Yeah, Toronto not going to make it.
If
Toronto,
they do,
if they
they're
do,
out.
it's going to be a wild card, and they're going to be out. They are not going far whatsoever. If you say otherwise, then you're fucking retarded.
yep,
Sorry,
smoke
but
the
you are.
crack. I want some.
You are riding the white horse if you think that Toronto is going to be making it into the playoffs as far as the first round.
Just like your comment about LA making the comeback.
Hey.
Now,
I can only hope for my own.
we'll go into last night's game.
Oh,
a
no.
9-3 loss to
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Boston, you were a bunch of fucking bums last night.
I-
9-3. Sorry, I have to exclude David Pastrnak because he got 2 out of the 3 goals.
I will
that was
say
scored.
one thing, though. They were on the road consistently. They've been playing a lot of back-to-back games. They were eventually going to have a shit game. We all know
I'm
it
not saying
comes.
you
We all know
can
it
win them all.
happens.
You can't win them all.
The 9-3 was a little bit too much, but we all know that when the Bruins go on a back-to-back, you can expect
I watched.
a shit
I
game.
watched the first and second period. About halfway through the second period, and when it was just 1-0, I was feeling like the entire game was exactly 9-3. You can feel it throughout the entire first period, second period. You can feel it that every single time, they were in that Vancouver was in the offensive zone, it was going to be a goal. They controlled the game last night. Defense was horrible. Tuukka Rask, absolutely nowhere to be found. That was just a well-deserved loss. You guys did not perform how you should have performed.
That was all Tuukka's fault.
Well, again, like I said, the people in front of them look like shit.
What I
too.
want to talk about right now.
Short-handed goals.
If we're talking about Tuukka, what I want to talk about right now, the second goal allowed. The second goal allowed. I believe who scored the second goal. I think it was Jake Vatanen. Sorry, not Jake Vatanen.
I have no clue because everyone scored
was that
last
the first
night.
Period?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's my period.
All right. So Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat comes in through the slot, wide open. Nobody to be found. I can see how Tuukka could let this in. However, Tuukka saw the shot going from the left dot all the way to the middle. He's set up perfectly. Just stood there, watch it go by him.
Yeah.
That is all Tuukka's fault.
Which, again, like I said, I don't say it's not any of his fault, but I do say that you could tell the Bruins were exhausted. They played shitty all
Let
around.
my boy score twice.
So, I mean,
Tyler Toffoli.
I mean, the thing is the
Great
way you look at
acquisition
it.
to Vancouver for picking up.
No,
Toffoli.
that's a wicked thing.
The way you look at it this way is.
Oh, you need to get yourself fucking checked. Holy shit.
Listen, the thing is you can say all day, every day whose fault it was on the Bruins that night. But that whole night, good, embrace it. That whole night, the Bruins were off kilter. They weren't good. They weren't playing the right way. Everyone knows it.
As far as defense-wise, the entire team was gone. Offense, Pasternak was the only guy there for you. Plain and simple, Pasternak. 45 goals for the year so far.
He's still not first. It's Draisaitl who's number one right now for total points.
Chris Wagner scored too.
Goals-wise, he's still in first place.
Yep. Goals.
So yeah, we'll get into the trade talks with the Bruins.
We're not gonna congratulate Ovechkin.
Yeah, Ovechkin, 700 goals.
You were overshined by the Zamboni driver.
Goals, yeah.
Yeah, he
Toronto basically said, "Hold my beer and watch this." So,
we're gonna lose to the backup goalie, the Zamboni driver, real quick to screw Ovechkin's.
Yeah, Ovechkin, congratulations on your 700th career goal. Being in such an elite group.
Only eighth player to do it.
Eighth player to even be in the 700 goal club.
Hey Ovechkin, I got one word for you. Don't disappear in the playoffs like you always do. Oh, sorry, what?
You're not wrong, but yeah. So going into Bruins trade talks,
Case.
Actually, yep.
Listen, I'm not those hockey now.
this whole trade I can go over again. Anaheim picks up David Backes, Axel Anderson, defensive prospect, and a first round pick,
which I'm still a little bit on the fence on.
Andre Kasha. Here's where we're going into it. David Backes has a $6.5 million deal. He has $4.29 left on the rest of the contract. Next year is when the final year is up. Bruins are retaining about, I want to say, 25% of that contract, and the Ducks are picking up the rest of it. So basically, the only way to get rid of Backes was to give this first round pick.
Joe still has.
And
I played 16 games.
I would say it's bad, but it's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad to get him to eat that because no one else is going to eat that contract at Backes. So I get it.
You gotta look,
but I still may have tried to ush them down to a second round. I don't know how hard they negotiated it.
There wouldn't be a difference. We have the 31st overall pick in the first round.
You got to look at it. Anaheim looked at it this way too, right? He only played 16 games this year.
Anaheim's a dumpster fire in my opinion, so I don't think they should have any say in what happens.
Andre Kasha, the who
best player on a shittier team,
the Bruins. He's a right wing. The way that he's going to fit into this lineup is going to be David Krejci's second line right winger. That completes your second line. Second line are going to be your big guys. Your top scoring. Third, fourth, we're still waiting to see what comes as far as for upcoming trades. Tyler Ennis is probably going to be one of the guys.
Keep your eyes on that. It's a dark horse.
What I saw today was I think it was reported by I think it was TSN or NHL Network. One of the three reported that the only reason that the Bruins have kind of faded away from the Chris Kreider deals is because Chris Kreider was in a contract extension with the New York Rangers, looking forward to probably stay in New York.
We weren't going to pay him.
However,
he was a Boston boy.
I saw today via those three networks, if it was one of them, Chris Kreider is actually no longer in a contract extension talk with the New York Rangers. So
too much money for us.
The only way to pick up Kreider is going to be he's going to be a hefty bargain. There are other players to pick up. We're going to need at least one more defenseman.
I'll put it this way. I wouldn't even bite on Kreider because for a fact at the end of this season he's going to walk because we can't pay him.
I'd rather take a rental right now who can score 20-plus goals
I wouldn't, because I
some
think
lump.
we can still make it if we got someone like Ennis,
And we will.
Palmieri, someone
We will.
cheaper. I don't think we necessarily need Kreider.
I'm not looking to sign Kreider right now.
Yeah,
I don't believe we need Kreider.
Kreider's the make or break.
You still have Coyle as a third line center.
Yep.
That is probably, aside from maybe Sorelli from Tampa Bay, who is a third line center, that he is probably the most perfect third line center that you can probably get out of the entire league right now. They signed him to a great deal. I believe it should have been a little less again.
I mean, your least favorite option has become the biggest talk around Beantown, though. Big bad Joe Thornton has literally been linked so heavily
Joe
here.
Thornton. Does he deserve a roster spot for Boston? No, he does not. If you were looking to go younger, why are you going to sign Joe Thornton? If you were looking to keep an old guy, an old bastard who can't score, you might as well have kept David Backes, especially for the contract.
Oh, man.
I do not want Joe Thornton here. I never liked him when he was here. You may call me crazy, but I didn't. He's not coming to Boston. I don't believe he's coming to Boston. You need to pick up a guy who is younger, who can. It's just. I'm sorry, but no.
Hey,
You're
guys,
better off signing Kyle Palmieri.
If Joe Thornton lands here, Dave's going to hang himself on live stream.
I'm going to hang myself.
If Joe,
Here's what is going to go on. You're going to end up signing. I believe that we'll probably sign Kyle Palmieri. He has a 2 years left on his deal. You could finish him.
just turn it off.
Boy, fucking every time.
I just turned it off.
There you go.
Yeah, watch it from afar.
So Kyle Palmieri, 2 years left on his contract. You can pick him up and still have him for this coming playoff as a rental for this year. Plus, you have him for an additional year.
Right.
I like guys like that with that kind of contract. That's what Andre Kasha has.
Listen, we need someone who can't have the decision to walk away the next season.
I just want to say one
Yes.
thing, right? Is if Joe Thornton comes here next podcast, I'm doing it shirtless.
I don't know.
You got till what?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock,
5
somewhere
o'clock.
in there.
It's all going to
You
happen.
See it here. You're
Friday,
gonna see
5
my
o'clock.
titties. We're gonna have to put a rated R nudity in this one. All right?
We're gonna have no viewers next week.
I might bring in the fucking viewers.
Actually,
that guy with his titties
we're not
rocking
going to
out.
have an IT guy anyway, so there's
I'm
no
gonna-
censorship.
We're gonna play
No
the.
censorship.
Yeah.
Woo! Anything goes.
And if we do that, he'll also do the truffle shuffle for all of you.
No, we're gonna have you
I'll
do
do
the. We're gonna have you do the Chris Farley, Chip and Dale's. Fucking,
Towel
skit.
off with your shirt.
I got you guys.
Van down by the river.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a comedic sports talk next week.
Now, I mean, let's go into this here as well. I think Pittsburgh's a truly devastating force right now. They're
Pittsburgh
making
will
up
be.
some solid pickups on the trades.
I told you. That's why I told you they're gonna come in first place.
We all agreed that Pittsburgh would probably take first.
Okay, and I'm telling you right now,
I-
Pittsburgh wins it all.
I don't think they do.
No,
I think
now
it was
they've
set-
changed.
I
his
I didn't
decision.
even have Pittsburgh as I had Toronto in first, Pittsburgh second.
Well, now
Boston
you're going to
third.
have to change that.
Sorry,
'cause
not
Toronto.
Toronto. Sorry, not Toronto. I have Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay first, Pittsburgh second, Boston third.
I'd flip all those.
I don't.
I want to
I
say I
don't
had
see
Pittsburgh first.
Pittsburgh coming in first.
I'd
Tampa
put
second.
First in the Metro, I can see that.
I think
First in the
Pittsburgh.
league, no.
I think Pittsburgh at this half of the season is going to have that gas pedal down. I think they're going to take the first spot. Then you're going to have Tampa, then the Bruins. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen because they're making a lot of solid acquisitions. And I honestly think that they're not even fully healthy yet because Getzel's still out. So if he comes back in time for
If he
after that-
Gensel will be back in
Yeah.
time for the playoffs. If Gensel is back in time for the playoffs, they're going deep. I don't believe it's going to be a Stanley Cup deep,
they're going to give everyone trouble, big
but they
time.
will give
Wait, so
trouble
you're here next week, bro? You still got another week.
unless they crap the bed again and get swept out like they did,
like when we
one
played them.
round.
We give them trouble. That's what we do.
So, given trade deals, I mean, I don't
I
see.
think the most
I see us
successful-
picking up one more player.
So far, I think the most successful traders are Colorado, Pittsburgh.
Vancouver went to Foley.
Well, that was a given. He was going somewhere.
It worked out,
big
though.
pickup
They got
for
2
them.
goals out of him last night in that 9-3 victory. against
Anyone
us.
could have gotten a goal
So-
last night.
Zamboni driver could have gotten a goal.
Lace up the skates, you're going in.
Yeah.
I think he'd be ecstatic.
Teams that I see probably making a last,
I think the
last
Bruins are
second
going to
push.
the Cup.
I see.
You don't think the Bruins are
You
going to the
don't see the
Cup?
Bruins going to the Cup?
Oh,
I see them winning.
especially depending on who they pick up by
They
tomorrow.
have. If Boston does not go back to the
Who's
Cup,
your guy going to the Cup then for our side, the East Coast?
Tampa.
No,
no, absolutely not.
they've had. Let me put it this way:
No.
Tampa is just like the Maple Leafs in the playoffs.
If Tampa doesn't come at the top of the league, right, they're gonna go to the Cup.
They were also all right, and they were also the President's Trophy winner last year and got swept.
Yeah,
By a
that's what I'm
worse
saying.
team.
They're not gonna win it this year, and they're gonna go. I'm
They're
telling you right
not
now, the
going.
Bruins are gonna go back to back.
Yeah, they will.
When's the
I
last
see
time they went back
Bruins
to
going
back?
back-to-back.
Besides the fucking 70s.
Actually, I'd like to point out the Bruins probably have one of the most playoff appearance teams in the NHL. They're
Yeah.
in there
Yeah.
every
But
year.
I think they're
Each
gonna
year
be,
they
obviously, no doubt, they're gonna go deep, but they're not going to the Cup.
they will go to the Cup.
Who was it that said the Stars are going to win the Cup?
That was Donald.
Mr. Donald White Jr.
Yeah.
All right, I will give it to you. Dallas Stars are going to be improving. Do they win the Cup? Absolutely not. Sorry,
Nah.
they do not have the experience to. Yes, they made the
Wait,
you know.
Pittsburgh's in our
Yes, they went
division,
last
right?
year and they were in the
Pittsburgh's in our
playoffs. They made a
division, right?
great push.
Ah,
I believe you
Pittsburgh
guys
is
got
out.
robbed. You guys got robbed by the fucking who they played. They played the Blues, right? I believe you guys got robbed completely. You guys should have been playing us in the Stanley
And then
Cup.
losing us.
Yeah, and then lose to us.
I don't think the Dallas Stars would have been able to.
Dallas isn't going to do well unless Sagan and Ben can find the fucking stick.
Which
again.
they are. Dallas. They're starting to get out of the big three. Radulov, Ben.
I hate Radulov
Sagan.
so much.
I don't mind
His
Radulov.
goofy
He's a bit,
face.
He is, for certain, he is one of the ugliest motherfuckers in the NHL.
Dude's missing like all his front teeth. He's got like one here, one
Yep.
there.
Yep.
That's the definition of a fucking hockey player.
No, that's the goofy motherfucker who's blocking shit with his face way too much. Oh,
They're not
no.
even gonna wire his shit shut anymore.
Listen, Dallas has like a shit ton of goalies too. I'm pretty sure they got Bishop and they got what's his face. Don't they have Niemi over there?
I think Niemi is gone. To be
Have
honest,
they?
I
I don't
can't
remember.
the last. I think he might.
If they have Bishop, they're not winning anything. To be honest with you, he's a big choke artist too.
So change it. They said Pittsburgh won it.
He wants Pittsburgh to win it all. He's just against the Bruins. So everyone here on Bostonian Thoughts, you've met
Out
the
of
one.
every playoff team in Boston,
Yeah.
you should probably be rooting for the Bruins because
Yeah.
they're probably going to be the next team to win another championship.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope so, but
yeah, it's not. Well, I mean, Celtics could do it. I think they have a good shot
Celtics
at
have a
it.
shot.
As long as they can get past Milwaukee.
Yep.
True that.
I believe they can.
That one, but
Hey, it's all a different. It's all different in playoffs.
Pittsburgh. I bought a Pittsburgh guy, and I'm wearing it next week.
You heard it here, Boston fans. He's bandwagoning. Get him out of here. He's fired. If he shows up with a Pittsburgh, we're gonna have to kick him off the cast. He'll have to be the new IT guy and just stay behind the scenes, so he can show up in this bandwagon uniform every other day. No, this team's gonna win it this year. No, it's gonna be this one.
I just don't see the Bruins making it.
Listen, the only reason they lost is because the Blues used a secret weapon.
All right, look at it this way, right?
They used a girl who was dying.
Overtime.
The Bruins can't win because then the girl's going to die unhappy, all right? They had to lose, all right?
I wish they lost.
Jesus Christ. Poor girl don't get no.
I mean, I kind of wish.
I still don't understand how they got her there and she didn't get sick system at all, and she came to
They
Boston.
have Anton Hudobin. I forgot about
Hudobin,
that. Yes,
Bowman.
they have Hudobin.
So Dallas is definitely not winning shite with that goalie combo.
Pittsburgh is.
And Nick's still on the Pittsburgh train. I don't know why. We've smacked the shit out of the Penguins. And their goaltending.
Damn, I thought you
Very
guys would have not
inconsistent.
have fought me so much on Pittsburgh as Tampa.
No, Pittsburgh. Why would we agree with Pittsburgh? We hate Pittsburgh here. All right?
Because Pittsburgh got Cindy Crosby.
No. I care less about Sidney Crosby. I just don't like Pittsburgh.
wouldn't be saying that if they got PK.
So breaking news. Ilya Kovalchuk signs with the just got traded to the Washington Capitals.
Oh my good gay God!
See, Ovechkin just got help.
Tommy just reminded me on that one.
Kovalchuk's all right, but I don't think he'll boost them tremendously. That's the other thing with us. We weren't looking at him to boost us dramatically. He's not someone who's going to come in and do that. He's going to come in and provide some support, but he's not going to be the star helper.
Kreider, though, right?
We wanted Kreider, but we're not going to get him. My thing is, we won't push for him. He's going to want too much to get. Well, they're going to want too much to get him traded over here, and then we're going to give him that, and he's going to walk at the end of the season.
So we should just go get PK then.
No, if we're going to go all in on anyone, just put all your chips on Eichel to come over here at that point.
Oh, so we'll go get Sidney Crosby.
No.
Then we will.
Over here. Crosby's all right, but he's a big crybaby.
We are already the most hated team
Yeah.
in the NHL.
We gotta get even more.
We do not need another pussy bag fucking
Yep.
piece of shit like Sidney Crosby. Is he a bad talent? No, he is a great talent.
He's
Can
the
he
whiniest
score?
player
Yes.
ever.
But do I want a big baby bitch like he is? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I do.
Nick, you're just trying to fuel the fire. We're going to have to ignore you on these next couple
No
of comments.
thanks.
You gotta help me get
No,
more
thanks.
involved with them.
We don't want you to spark fires. We want insightful knowledge.
Okay, I'll just take Sagan back. Fuck.
No.
What do you mean no?
I
Shut
wouldn't
the
take
fuck
him
up
back.
if you don't want to say
I would not take him back.
I will gladly take Sagan.
I would not, because
All right, here you go.
Well, now he
if you
wouldn't come
take him
back.
back, you drop Krejci down. You have four straight perfect centers.
Listen, if you take him back, you have to give up the shit that you want to move down.
No, because then
He's
I
a
can wear
big
his
name
jersey
player.
that I bought years ago.
We're not talking about that. If you want someone like Sagan, it's the same thing as if you get someone like Eichel.
I just
You're
need to win
giving
my
up
team
a
again.
lot to get him, and it's probably going to be some of the players you wanted to slide down into different slots. They're going to want a Krejci, someone to give apples, or someone to get something back. They're not just going to take 500-round picks for this dude.
They might.
No, because you can only trade a maximum of like 4 or 5 picks to a team for one player.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, so it's not
So
going to
give
pan
him
out.
4 first-round picks in the next
He's
4
worth
years.
more than the 4 first-round picks. You need to
Especially
give
ours,
him.
only because of the fact that we go to the playoffs so much.
Yeah,
That we don't exactly have a early pick.
but even him, even Sagan.
Okay, so then
let's
I
say
take
he's
Another
on-
reason. That's another reason why
Then I
I
take
like
Subban,
Andre
man.
Kase.
I don't want Subban. Get over that one.
Subban is garbage. Subban was garbage.
PK Subban.
As soon as he left Montreal, he turned into absolute garbage.
Yep, and he blames
All
the
right,
towns
all
and
right,
places he's
fine,
been.
guys. We'll just take the baby back, bitch.
All right, I'm not going to listen to you any longer. All right, so my thing is, if you did try and get Sagan back,
Joey,
it would turn
you're
into
coming
the
back
same,
here.
It would turn
If
into
they
the
don't agree
same
with me on
thing.
anything.
If he was on like a 1-year last deal and it was up to a re-sign, Sagan would walk too. Every player that we pick up that has an option to have re-signed at the end of the season has walked. The only exception was Coyle so far. Everyone else, we get a rental and they walk the next season. And you know
Chris
what?
Wagner.
Well, I wouldn't say he's a big deal to me.
I'm just saying.
He's a good player, but he's not like – I'm talking like a higher-end rental. Like let's say we went out and acquired Kreider. $10 says he would walk the next season. Obvious to give him the money he wants. But also, my thing is, if you get traded to someone like the Bruins, who you know consistently is sitting in the playoffs every season pretty much,
It's cold here.
why the fuck are you walking so often? What is it that makes players walk from Boston other than obvious money? Like
The
Johansson
fans.
went and sat down in Buffalo to die over there instead of staying here.
The fans. Some people just can't take our fans, honestly.
I can't take you with your fans.
I mean, I don't got fans, dude.
Well, you're not going to have many of this. With your
I'm sure somebody out here agrees with me that we should just bring Sidney Crosby in.
No, I don't think a huge chunk of any Boston fan would ever want him here.
The only way.
And we couldn't afford him. Thank you very
No.
much. Not happening.
We
Never in a million years could we afford him.
So we're doing a long-term contract.
You got a better chance of acquiring Malkin, which I would take over Crosby, to be honest.
I shall take PK.
You can have PK.
Yeah, you can have him on your personal
You
team,
can have PK on your own personal team, on your own personal time.
and he can play every position.
Hello, PK. Yeah, we're taking you out of the NHL. You coming to play softball with me?
Hey, he works on his golf game a lot. He'll probably play golf with you because he's always knocked out in the playoffs.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I get 2 cheeks. I can't play golf for shit.
PK Subban is literally the LeBron James of hockey, taking dives and shit. Literally the LeBron James of hockey.
Well, I can't exactly say that. He's more. I mean, if we're going basketball, I don't know, but
He definitely dives so much.
Well, he's Kyrie.
all right. If PK is like the boogie cousins, he's more of like a little bitch.
He just got cut, bro. He just got.
Exactly.
But
Man's trash.
He tore his ACL. Fucking
Who
like
cares?
just summer workouts.
Still a bitch.
He's not coming back in the week. He's done.
we should summarize. I think it's about coming.
So
up
to
with time.
just another second reminder, we are getting rid of Mr. Tubi over here decided to be a man and get a job.
Accept that job. Doesn't
Asshole.
know he can't work a MacBook. If they ever happen to watch this podcast, maybe we'll drop it off on their doorstep. He might lose his job. He did inform us that he was going to have the Sundays off, lied to our faces, so we have to kick him off with some anger and regret. But in that position
Tubi's going to go to this job, and they're going to hand him his work, and it's going to be like giving your brother the unplugged controller to the Xbox.
Yeah. It's a fake MacBook they give him. Thinks he's doing stuff, and it's just one program.
Yeah.
But aside from the IT, again, we do have the Patreon page set up on Facebook. Nick, shut up while we're talking, please. We're trying to inform our audience of our Patreon so we can hopefully get some funds going. So
You don't really know like Patreon is really for like chicks to like.
Hey, you know what? If I want to set up some
Take
sexy
this,
photos, maybe I'll set up some sexy photos, all right? So everyone who's
Keep
watching,
me out of that.
just ignore Nick. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's delirious after
I
his
got
Merrimack
Patreon for so many
signing.
different chicks.
But this is, his fiance watches this. We'll pretend.
You know
But
what?
only
it's,
$1 a
You know what I
month.
was told today? I was told we should get like Guinness.
We'll make the calls, buddy. You're off till March
Guinness.
31st.
I'm doing Guinness. I got a Guinness hat in the car.
Given the fact that I'm the only one that wears a scallop cap around here, if anybody's gonna get signed or you get a bonus, it should be me.
Well, you're off till 31st. You get the sponsorship, and we'll talk about it.
I looked like an absolute
I'm not
freaking
wearing that on
leprechaun
TV.
in that video.
I'm not wearing that. I can't.
I'd wear one. I'd try it. Probably look retarded, but I'd try it.
I'm wearing it backwards.
Why don't we do like the fireman calendar?
Yeah, with Nick on all of them. Nick on all of them. Shirtless.
Me and Nick.
No, you're fired. You got lost.
Yeah, you're
your job.
fired. You're not in this. We'll steal that. We'll steal that idea.
Jot that down, Nick. Calendar. With your pen that he wants to steal. But Patreon is set up.
Yep.
The more you guys donate, obviously, tough times. Money's not easy to give up. But if you guys donate, we can try and up this. Eventually, hopefully get big. We do look for sponsorships here and there. I did try for Red Bull. We didn't get successfully signed by them.
No,
No.
I told you.
Our following's not big enough yet. They said come back when it's a little bit larger and they'll think about it.
Dude, Carhartt. Man, Carhartt sponsors everybody.
But we're not going to go with Carhartt because Nick would get us kicked out of that sponsorship because he'd have every single item of clothing from them in his car.
I already do, so I'm already ahead of that.
Yeah, so then they'll ask why he's taking more stuff. So Nick can't get that sponsorship yet, but we'll have Dave do sponsorship hunts while he's off from work.
Yep.
Can we get Nike?
Listen here,
Say
Nick.
Nike.
We're gonna look
The
for
fuck?
all. We're gonna look for all Boston companies first. We'd like to get sponsored by local businesses. Maybe Mike's Pastries to set up some nice desserts for the podcast. So that type of stuff. Otherwise, stay tuned. We go live every Sunday night at 7:15. Pretty soon the IT guy will be dead and gone, not out back, but somewhere else.
I'm chopping you up and leaving all your body parts.
So we'll let him go. He's become quite an alcoholic anyway. A Corona a day keeps the doctor away in his mind. So other than that, stay tuned. Monday will be the trade deadline. If anything happens, look for Dave to look like a leprechaun on a single podcast.
Yeah, with me being out of work for a little bit, I'll be putting up a little bit more, smaller podcast, probably about 15, 20-minute podcasts as far as for what's going on throughout the day. If something small happens, if there's a trade or anything, So just kind of look for that. Again, also, give us a like here on Facebook, follow the group. Also follow on Instagram at Bostonian Thoughts.
And YouTube, please.
Yep, and YouTube. We'd love the viewers, love to give love to chat with you guys through social media. I love you too, Dylan. You're a good kid. Stay in school.
Too late.
So, as far as that goes, just give us a follow. PM us, personal message, send it through either
like
Facebook
we said,
or on
if you
Instagram.
want a guest appear on the show,
Yep.
let us
We're also
know.
we're gonna be taking in guest appearances. So if you guys want to hop in on the show, just let us know. Let me, Paul, Nick know.
Not you, Hayes.
As far as for that goes, we'll be getting some guests on to talk with us.
Get the end
Be great.
music ready. Yeah, the more people that hit us up to do guest appearance, we can set it up. We don't live far, so in Everett. So
Can I get Big Poppy on here, please?
no, he doesn't want to come here. No one would
you
understand
can
him.
do the
No
smart
offense,
pack.
Big Poppy.
He is
I
doing
love
Do the
you.
smart pack.
Just use a smart pack for
Yeah,
over
smart pack to Pac over here. But with that said, and like I said, the more donations, the better. We're going to peace out for the week. I hope everyone enjoys their week and catch us again next Sunday.
Toby, you have one job.
What?
You have
End
one
it.
job. He
Just
goes,
end it.
oh.
End the cast,
Shit.
please.
I failed my job again.
You are leaving us, and you're leaving us on a sour note. You didn't put us as a reference. That's why. Damn it.
What?
All right.
Should have put us as a reference. I would have told your boss, you don't want this man.